Yeah, hi guys, Peter back for yet another video. Today I'm going to do another album review. I'm going to talk about The Clash, London Calling. Um, a very important album in the history of, I guess they came from the punk scene, didn't they, back in the day? So, yeah, very important album, so we'll talk about that. It's their third studio album, double album. So they bold move. They're making a double album, so more material. Released on December 14th, 1979, but didn't get to be released in the US till January 1980. Clocks in at 65 minutes, 7 seconds. Produced by Guy Stevens. You find them in this album sort of departing from their, then their first two albums were very punkish, especially the first one, but here we get them all really trying all these styles, very different styles on this album. This is considered one of the greatest albums ever, and we'll talk a bit more about that, what I think of it, and the view out there on it. Many styles it's got here, many styles: punk, reggae, rockabilly, ska, R&B, pop, lounge, jazz, hard rock. Very, very diverse album, quality songs. Yeah, it's called, one critic said it's the first double album which is post-punk. Interesting view. Yeah, there's people think it's got some new wave elements to it, but yeah, all in all, it's very diverse. They jump from here to there, and as we know, the main songwriters are Mick Jones and Joe Strummer. Joe Strummer, rhythm guitar vocals. Mick Jones, lead guitar vocals. Got Paul Cinnamon on bass and Topper Headon on the drums. So that was their classic, the classic lineup, of course. Here it's got recorded, by my notes, recorded in 5 to 6 weeks with 18-hour days. So pretty long days they were doing to get the album done. You find them, I think that they're much more than a punk band. They sort of eclipsed punk, didn't they? They sort of outgrew it, I think, for me anyhow, and went into their own sort of their own genre, you could say, I guess. The songs were done in 1 or 2 takes by my notes. Australia, the album made number 16, US 27, UK 9. 3 singles: London Calling, Clampdown, and Train in Vain. So that's some of the background of it. It's a very well thought of album. I'll just go through a lot of the songs with you now and just tell you what I think, and we can give it a rating, and then you guys can comment down below afterwards. So here we go. It opens up with London Calling. Now, this is an iconic track. I still love it to this day. Really the centerpiece of the album, isn't it? So a wonderful track, a very catchy tune. Could be probably my favorite on here. This, or there's a couple other songs vying for that, but a great opener to the album. Then we get a sort of how would you call it, Brand New Cadillac, with that sort of 50s rock vibe. It's a fun tune. It rocks along at a good pace. Joe Strummer's in good form on it, and I love this song as well. It's a catchy tune. There's nothing wrong with it. Yeah, quality song. Jimmy Jazz is a bit slowed down, but no less good. I mean, it's a really good tune. Very playful vocal by Joe Strummer. I love him on this. He's got this personality, very endearing personality, and it just comes through. When he puts over the song, really works really well. You get Joe singing most of the tracks on here, except for ones that I will mention, some other songs. Hateful is next. That's a good happening tune, really good tune as well. Rudy Carfell's one of my personal favorites, with both guys, Mick and Joe, sharing the vocals on that. It's really a really catchy tune. It's just very uplifting for me. I love hearing that song. It's just something about that song really gets me in. I'm just going through the tunes here, guys. I do have this on vinyl, but it's not with me here. I didn't bring it out to do the video. Next is Spanish Bomb, sung by Mick Jones, another classic song. They're just, I think Mick Jones has got a very, his writing, the songs he sings, he's got a great feel. He sounds like he's a really good pop rock writer. I don't know, they're very, very accessible songs. This song, Spanish Bombs, is very accessible songs. And I think they're quite different in their writing, they're writing Mick and Joe. Next is The Right Profile, very good tune about the actor Montgomery Clift. Very fun song, very happening song. Never a dull moment on a lot of these songs, really. Now, next is Mick Jones on the vocal. This is an instance where Mick shows his songwriting skill. Very good lyrics, very easy to get into. It's one of those songs you can play a lot, Lost in the Supermarket. I really love this one. It's a great tune. Clamp Down with Joe on the vocal, good rocker. And then Paul Simon does a vocal, The Guns of Brixton, which is a good tune actually. Quite like that. Not my favourite, but a good tune. That brings it the first side of the first record. When you're talking double albums, and there's I believe this is a cover, Wrong on Boyo. Very good tune. Really like that one. Death or Glory's good. With good tune. They're all pretty good on this album though. They don't. There's not really anything bad on this album. It's some feat when you consider there's 19 songs on here. Now, I believe, before I go any further, I believe there were, on my vinyl, I've got a reissue, but it says, 18 songs on the back. Now, but there are 19 with Training Vain, which is not listed on the back. I believe that was added later because the story goes, this is from my research, that they already started printing the sleeves, and then the song was added, something like that. So it wasn't put on the back of the album, the song title. Coca-Cola's a good tune. The Card Sheet is next. Now that is features a bit of piano. A very good song. It sounds like Mick Jones played a bit of piano on that, apparently. A very different song. It's got a bit of that atmosphere to it. It's very hard to describe. A bit of the melancholy, but one of my favourite songs. It could be a top 10 song. I think I had it in my top 10 Clash songs way back. Lovers Rock. Not as good as some of the others. I don't mind it. It's pretty decent. Not a bad tune. Four Horsemen the same. But pretty good. I'm Not Down. It's not one of my favorites, but everything's sort of pretty good on this album. It's nothing really is really terrible or anything. Revolution Rock. It's a cover. It's got a very playful vocal from Joe Strummer. A lot of very playful reggae, very reggae-ish song. Very fun sort of song. Yeah, it's one of those sort of fun, you can't take too seriously, one of those songs. And last but not least, Training Vain, which is one of my favourite Clash songs. I think I had it at number 2 on my all-time Clash list. Mick Jones on the vocal, and Mick's feel for pop here. This is such an infectious song. It's not funny. Easy to get into. It's just very all I can say is very catchy tune. Really works really well. It's a wonderful track. One of my favourite Clash songs. So if I'm picking my 3 favourites, I'm always there's many great songs on here. This is a wonderful album. If you, 'If 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 Yeah, London Calling, definitely. I'll go 5 songs. I'll pick 5 great, good songs out of the 19. So London Calling, have to be one. I'm gonna go Lost in the Supermarket. This is in no particular order. Train in Vain, definitely Train in Vain. The Card Cheat, definitely, and I have to probably go Rudy Can't Fail, and Spanish Bombs too. So goes on and on. There's so many great songs, and very diverse album. They really pushed the Pushed the envelope on this. Really, the producer apparently was Guy Stevens, who died a couple of years later, had alcohol problems and so on, and this and that. Died very young at 38. Apparently, what I read, the record company didn't want them to go with him, but they insisted, and what a job he did. Fantastic producer. And the drum sound is amazing on this album too by Topperhead. I must say he's quite outstanding on this. The songwriting is amazing. I don't know, just it's one of those, you get some of these albums that are like a time in the bottle moment. It's just a peak album, and the band really can't match it afterwards. And I think it's their finest hour for me, The Clash. It's definitely, for me, their finest hour. I know they did, if you look at the other albums, the debut's very good, very punky. I'm a big fan of Give 'Em Enough Rope. Sandinista's good album, but it's a bit all over the place. But it's a fine album. It's a fine listen, but very long. Combat Rock's a bit up and down for me, and Cut the Crap. Yeah, it's not great album. Sort of very dodgy album, that one. Probably their worst album. But this one is top class, and I'm going to give this 5 stars. 5 stars out of 5. A really tour de force, and I'm very surprised. I must have had a mind blank when I did my top 10 albums of all time last time, not having it in here. Probably because I haven't heard it for a while and it was out of my mind a bit. But it's got to be in my top 10 of albums of all time. I must admit, there's not too many albums as good as this, even in the same time period around that time. So there you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed the review, me analysing the album. If you haven't heard this guy, I'm sure every Clash fan would have heard this. But if you haven't heard it, and did I say the front cover? I might have said it. Paul Cinnamon is on the front cover. Is Paul Cinnamon, the bass player, smashing his bass. That's him on the front cover, and the lettering with the London Calling is taken from an Elvis album, very similar, if you want, one of the early Elvis albums. That is that. Okay, 5 stars from me. Go listen to it. It's a classic. Even if you're not a Clash fan, you probably could still like it, because there's a lot to love here. But I'm not a hardcore Clash fan, but I'm very fond of the Clash. I could be a hardcore fan, if you know what I mean. So there you have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I like everyone to subscribe if you can. It'd be nice if you could subscribe. It only takes a click of the button. Comment. I love all the comments too. And go out and listen to some Clash. They had some terrific songs back in the day. Joe's gone now, but the other 3 guys are around. But let's keep the flame alive for the Clash, and I'll see you guys very soon for another one. Won't be too far away. Bye for now, guys. Bye.